We will now call the June 6, 2023 council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Here.
Lorik.
Here.
Ritz.
Here.
Alderman Marshall and Alderman Gale are excused. Alderman Guzikowski.
Here. Okay, would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Carrie, can I get you to start us off? To the flag,
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And that'll lead us to the minutes of May 16th, 2023. Would everybody please take a few minutes to review them? You're satisfied? There's no discussion, corrections, omissions, or errors? Motion, please.
Fritz will motion to approve the minutes of 5/16/23.
Lorik seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Guzikowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
And item 4 is a resolution recognizing a resolution of accommodation to Wesley G. Scarban, a retiring firefighter. Catherine, would you please read it in the record?
Certainly. Resolution of commendation to Wesley G. Scarban. Whereas Wesley G. Scarban was appointed a firefighter on May 23, 1994, and whereas Wesley G. Scarban retired from his position as firefighter effective June 2, 2023, after 29 years of dedicated full-time service to the City of Oak Creek Fire Department, and whereas during his years of service, Wesley G. Scarban has performed his duties admirably, looking out for the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Oak Creek. And whereas Wesley G. Scarban responded to many alarms, utilizing his skills in firefighting and rescue with dedication and without hesitation. And whereas Wesley G. Scarban has been an emergency medical technician in the state of Wisconsin and has cared for thousands of citizens who are sick or injured, always delivering caring and skilled emergency care to them. And whereas Wesley G. Scarban conducted many tours and participated in fire prevention activities for the children of Oak Creek during his career. And whereas Wesley G. Scarban, serving as an acting officer, providing supervision and leadership to his crews in the station and on emergency calls. And whereas Wesley G. Scarban lent his experience in woodworking by designing and building lockers and other various furniture pieces to assist with many station improvement projects. And now therefore be it resolved that the city's best wishes for good health and happiness be extended to Wesley G. Scarban and his family in his retirement years. Be it further resolved that the resolution be spread upon the minutes of this meeting and that the city clerk is hereby directed to transmit a suitable copy thereof to Wesley G. Scarban. Passed and adopted the 6th day of June, 2023.
Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
At this time, I'll invite Chief Kresick up.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. Mike Kresick, representing the Fire Department. To start off with, I think it kind of undersells Wes's contributions to the organization to say that he was a great woodworker and built some lockers for us. He was involved in many station maintenance and beautification projects. He took an active role in making sure that our buildings that we live in for 24 hours were in great condition and had the features that our employees needed to function. So he did quite a bit with that. 29-year career. Wes served many roles in our organization. But what often gets overlooked for some of our employees, especially when you get to that tenure, is that he was that steady performer. He was that person that our younger crews, he was that person that I looked to on a scene that brought that steady balance, that calmness, that I've been there before mentality to solve the problems that we came across. Without a doubt, Wes made an impact in the lives of the citizens of the community. I just want to recognize him and thank him for his efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, anyone from the council? Yes. I'll spread a few words. I periodically visit the fire department, try to spend some time down there, particularly around holidays. I think the chief summed it up best. 29 years. I'm always bittersweet about this. I'm super happy that they're retiring, but I'm pretty sad for the city because that is some institutional knowledge that isn't easily replaced. But what was special about Wes, and the chief alluded to that, was the role he played. He was a mentor to these young people there down at the fire department, and he left them well prepared to fill the shoes that he's about to leave behind there. So my sincere thank yous to Wes and all the wishes of a long, happy retirement for him and his family. And just can't thank you enough for the service and everything you did day in and day out for the city of Oak Creek. So on behalf of the residents, the citizens, the council, and myself, thank you very much, Wes. So, motion, please.
Clerk moves to adopt resolution number 12414-060623, a resolution of commendation to Wesley G. Scarban, retiring firefighter.
Kirkowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
And item 5 will be a public hearing to consider a conditional use permit for the Smart Car Wash LLC for a moving vehicle rental facility on the property at 1155 West Anderson Court. Catherine, would you please read that in?
Certainly. Public hearing number 1 is to consider a request submitted by Mohammed Abwain, Smart Wash LLC, for a conditional use permit for a moving vehicle rental facility on the property at 1155 West Anderson Court. Applicant is Mohammed Abwain, Smart Wash LLC, property owner 1155 Anderson LLC. There follows the legal description. Date of notice, April 26, 2023.
Thank you. And with us tonight, we have Carrie.
Good evening, council. Thank you for introductions. This is a conditional use permit request, and it is for the ability to offer rental vehicles, particularly U-Haul rentals on the property. The business also conducts state emissions testing, but that is not part of the conditional use permit. No changes to the building are proposed, and the only changes to the site are really to identify where the parking for the business itself will be. For a little bit of information on the emissions, they are anticipating approximately 5 to 8 per day, 3 minutes each with no appointments, so there is no anticipated conflict with also renting out the U-Haul trailers and trucks. All operations are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and shared customer parking is on the north, employee parking is on the southern side of the building. They are currently the only tenants within the building, so plenty of parking in case they do run into some issues, at least initially. Rental vehicles will be on the south side of the building. They have identified 3 truck parking stalls on the southeast corner. This is an area that is surrounded by M1 manufacturing in a manufacturing area. There is a drop box that'll be on the north side of the building for after-hours returns. They've requested up to 4 vehicles and 1 trailer. Plan Commission had reviewed this and recommended that it be approved subject to some conditions and restrictions, including restrictions on outdoor storage, but for the trailers and the trucks, there would be no outdoor storage. Conditions and restrictions have been provided for council consideration and recommended by the Plan Commission. Those conditions and restrictions are summarized on the screen right now. The maximum of 3 rental moving vehicles that actually was part of the request as it kind of moved through the process, so instead of 4, there would be 3. The parking and landscaping has been identified for the property itself. Now, no outdoor storage, there's no repair of the vehicles or trailers, no other sales other than what would be interior to the building. We've identified the hours of operation. Sign restrictions would be per code. Within section 4 are the parking restrictions, basically stating that all employee, customer, and rental vehicle and trailer parking stalls shall be in striped locations. Lighting per code, setbacks per code, and the duration that we are recommending for this conditional use permit is for 2 years. They would have the opportunity to submit for an amendment to extend that time period should everything go to plan, and if it is approved by the Common Council. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Carrie. As this is a public hearing, I will be making 3 calls. This will be the first call. If you wish to speak, please approach the podium, give your name and address. This is the first call. Second call, anybody wishing to speak? Third and final call on the public hearing. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and we will go on to item 6, and that is consideration of an ordinance approving the conditional use permit for the vehicle rental on the property at 1155 West Anderson Court. So I'll open it up to the council. Steve?
Thank you, Mayor. I took a drive out to that street just because, it's not one of those streets that people go down a lot because it's a dead-end street, and it's all commercial, all industrial and stuff like that. So there were no residences that would that something like this would impact. So I think it's a good use for the area with the building there.
Anyone else? No, I would agree. I'm pretty familiar with Anderson Court and some of the businesses there. I think it is a good location for it. Unfortunately, I wasn't at the planning meetings when this did come through, but I'm glad to see it came through. I'm even more happy to see an emissions testing. Has anybody tried to get an emissions test lately? It is murder trying to find a place that does it. So it's really nice to know we have another one here in Oak Creek. So if there's no further discussions or questions, motion, please.
Kirkowski make a motion to adopt ordinance number 3074, approving a conditional use permit for vehicle rentals on the property at 1155 West Anderson Court.
Lork seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
And under new business, we have consideration of a motion to concur with the mayor reappointment and appointment as follows. Board of Review, 5-year term to expire 5/28 to Elizabeth Jackson. That's a reappointment. Library Board, 3-year term to expire 6/26 for Karen Ums. Once again, a reappointment. And Tourism Commission, a 1-year term to expire 4/24 to Alicia Hazy, 2040 East Creek Court, and that is a new appointment. So, any questions regarding reappointments or appointments? Okay, seeing no discussion, motion.
Kirkowski make a motion to concur with the mayor's appointments as listed on the agenda.
Lork seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And item 8 is community development. It's consideration of a resolution approving a certified survey map submitted by Jason Kelski, St. John's Property, on behalf of East Rawson Avenue LLC for the property at 140 East Rawson Avenue. Carrie?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a certified survey map for 140 East Rawson Avenue. This is a property that is currently developed. They have been attempting to acquire the frontage road property from Milwaukee County for several years, and they have finally reached an agreement with them. So this certified survey map would combine that property left over by that frontage road into their overall development. They do have agreements in place, including easement agreements that are required by Milwaukee County as part of this transaction in order to provide and continue to provide access to those properties to the west and for maintenance of that frontage road. So really, it's a transfer of ownership of that land, but the access point will still remain for those properties. We do have a copy of all of those agreements that will be recorded if there are any questions regarding that. And the frontage road does allow for future development to move forward. On the screen right now is the proposed certified survey map, and highlighted in red is the area in question. That frontage road, again, will remain. It does allow St. John Properties to move forward with their completion of the development there with Building A. It just changes some of their setbacks for property line purposes, but it doesn't change the layout or the width or anything else with regard to that frontage road. Happy to answer any questions with regard to this, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Carrie. Council, any questions for Carrie regarding it? Seeing none, motion then.
Kirkowski make a motion to adopt resolution number 12415-060623, approving a certified survey map submitted by Jason Atkielski, St. John Properties, on behalf of East Rawson Avenue LLC for the property at 140 East Rawson Avenue.
Lork seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Okay. Item 9 is engineering, and its consideration of a motion to award the South 13th Street sidewalk construction unit price contract to the lowest responsible bidder, parking lot maintenance, at an estimated cost of $174,783, and authorize the transfer of funds from TID number 12. Matt?
Evening, Mayor. Matt Sullivan, City Engineer. As stated before you, we have a motion to award the 13th Street sidewalk and to transfer funds from TID 12. To give you a little background history, in 2018-2019 time, Milwaukee County put South 13th Street under construction through STP grant funds from WISTOP. During that time, as things were developing, that corner development, Highgate, as we all know it, was actually kind of moving along. Things were looking good. A number of parcels looked like they were going to be coming under development in there. Thus, probably at that point, we assumed that the TIA, the traffic impact analysis requirements, would kick in, which would require expansion of 13th Street and Drexel Avenue intersection. Therefore, at the time, the city engineer, Mike Simmons, requested removal of sidewalk in that section so we wouldn't be installing and removing. Part of that agreement was that if the development stalled or they didn't get the sidewalk installed within 1 year after the completion of South 13th Street, either the city would do it with their own funds or we would find funding available somehow to install it. As we all know, COVID kicked in probably around 2020. The development really stalled out. Therefore, about a year ago, or actually probably not even a year ago, about 6 months ago, the county came calling, basically reminding us of our agreement when we were about 2 to 3 years late on it. Therefore, we moved forward out of engineering, put together plans, and bid those plans out for bids. We got 6 bids, which were really good considering the environment we're in right now. They were all competitive bids. Close to our estimate was about $165,000, about 10,000 over. We think that has to do with not only the time constraints that we put on it, which was to complete it within a month or two after bidding, and the length being very short. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Greg?
Does this make a continuous sidewalk down 13th in front of Highgate and to the corner to loop to connect to Drexel?
Yes, this would
Okay.
complete that sidewalk.
And the agreement that you mentioned that says if it wasn't constructed, who originally was going to, if Milwaukee County didn't construct it or if the development didn't construct it?
If the developer didn't construct it after
Okay.
it was removed from that original plan.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing no discussion, motion on 9.
Kirkowski can make a motion to award the South 13th Street sidewalk construction unit price contract to the lowest responsible bidder, parking lot maintenance, at the estimated cost of $174,783, and to authorize the transfer of funds from TID 12.
Guzekowski, second.
Roll call?
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
And item 10 concerns the License Committee. I will turn that over to Alderman Kirkowski.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 10 is, deals with the 2023-2024 annual renewal for business alcohol licenses in the city. Does anybody have any questions or concerns with item 10? Okay. Hearing none, Kirkowski will make a motion to grant the 2023-2024 renewal business alcohol license request as listed on the June 6, 2023 Report A License Committee report with issuance and release subject to final inspection approvals listed and payment of any fees or obligations.
Lorick seconds.
Roll call?
Alderman Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
And item 11 is the various license requests that we see every month. Does anybody have any questions, cares, or concerns with the items that are listed on the Common Council report? Okay, hearing none. Kirkowski will make a motion to approve the various license requests as listed on the June 6, 2023 Report B, License Committee Report.
Clark seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And item 12 is our vendor summary. It concerns June 1st, 2023, the amount of $514,225.09. Everybody, please take a look, and if you have any questions, please take the floor. And when you're satisfied, there's no questions or discussion, motion?
Okay, Kirkowski will make a motion to approve the June 1st, 2023 vendor summary report in the amount of $514,225.09.
Clark seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Okay. Before we adjourn, just a few announcements. As usual, our farmers market continues on this Saturday, 9 to 1 p.m. Please feel free to take part and come out and see what the vendors have for you. As today is June 6th, I just would kind of like to make mention, we have a very nice art display of the honor flights going on at City Hall. If you haven't checked it out, take advantage of it. These men and women served our country in ways that in some cases were unimaginable what they did to preserve our freedom. So take some time and really enjoy that. It's quite unique. One other thing coming up, we have our Flag Day celebration that we started last year. We're one of just a few communities in southeastern Wisconsin that celebrates Flag Day. We will do it here at Drexeltown Square on the 14th at 6 p.m. Our friends from the American Legion will be hosting a ceremony, collecting old flags, burning them, and of course honoring our current flag. So if you could, please join us. There will be food and refreshments there as well. I hope to see you there on the 14th. So, it also kicks off our Stars on the Square tour that the library puts on for the city residents and southeastern residents alike in Wisconsin. So please join us. With that, if there's anything else anybody would like to say, if not, adjournment.
Clark moves to adjourn.
Kirkowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderman Ritz.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Great. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good job.